Howdy ho! Welcome all you cranksters to the nursing home. I'm old cranky gamer, and we are sitting here with the end of 1901. So we're going to finish up 1901 here. The way we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll just do 2 months because I seem to talk and talk and talk, and so it becomes an hour and a half. And I mean that might be good for some people down the road who find this and they're like, I'm a big baseball fan. Oh, there's something about 1901 because there really isn't on YouTube. There's not a lot of historical playthroughs of baseball using this timeline out of the park baseball. And so I just wanted to talk about two players here. And I wanted to talk about one of them. I wanted to talk about Joe McGinnity. And so Joe McGinnity, he was the Iron Man that we told you. He got the nickname because he worked in an iron foundry in Oklahoma. It was his wife's family's business, so that's usually what happened. These ball players would have to work after the fact, so they'd have to work. They'd have to work in the off season. A lot of them. So that's how he got his name. But it also was an apt nickname because from 1900 to 1904, not this year though. This year, it's just, he's not living up to anything. I mean, look at that. He's got 1.5K per 9, 2.1. And he really never was a overpowering pitcher at all. He was just very consistent, and he would have a lower ERA than this for whatever reason. It's those intangibles that you can't put in a mathematical game, unfortunately. And he was just one of those guys that would go long innings, and he would just win. That's just what he would do. Anyways, and he was about my size. I mean, back then this was a pretty big dude, and this is basically what I am. I'm a 5'11", slightly under 5'11", probably, and 205, and I'm about I don't know. I'm a little heavier than that now. But most of my time, especially when I was 30, I was probably 175. Yeah, I was probably 5'11", 175, but like when you get old, you shrink. So I'm a shrinky dink. I'm a human shrinky dink. So he would do his durability. This guy pitched for 30 years, by the way. So even after he's done with Major League Baseball, this guy just kept on pitching in the minors. And so he had, he'd go between overhand, sidearm, all the stuff that they tell you not to do nowadays. And then they wonder why kids blow their arms out. Do the same mechanical thing over and over. Do the same mechanical thing over and over. Well, back then, these players would sit there and go, nope, this feels better now, and this feels better, and I want to do this now. So they would throw overhand, sidearm, and he would have an underhand curve he called it Old Sal. So he was McGinty at first, but he basically changed it to McGinnity. For what reason, he never said. But, I mean, he would follow McGraw. He was part of McGraw's big team. He started off with McGraw in the old Baltimore Orioles. Of course, he would be here. Next year, he'll be here as well. But we give Roberto Alomar a big bad name nowadays for spitting in an umpire's face. This guy spit tobacco juice in the face of Tom Connolly. Although Tom Connolly was not exactly, a proper umpire as well. But he was arrested and he was hauled before a judge. So, I mean, Roberto Alomar got nothing, and they're just like, oh, what a scumbag and everything. But back here, that's assault. So he got arrested, and because he was a pitcher, even back then, athletes, he got the thing suspended to 12 days. And, then he started his whole double Iron Man type of nickname because he would pitch double headers, both ends of a double header, which I couldn't even imagine pitchers today doing something like that. But he would do complete games, both ends of 3 double headers, I think, was 1902. I think he pitched over 400 innings then. 1903, he went to New York with Chris C. Mathewson. He followed John McGraw, of course. And he led in games and innings. It was like over 400. And I think he also was the leader of shutouts with 9 and saves. I think he had 5. So Mathewson, of course, in a couple of years, supplanted McGinnity because McGinnity was getting a little older, and Mathewson was just becoming one of the best pitchers that ever lived. What happened was McGinnity, I think he ended when he was about 36 years old. And so they didn't want to pay him anymore. They had younger pitchers and that type of thing. So I think 1908 he was there for Merkel's boner, which is a very awesome story that we'll tell in 1908. And then he just went on to basically pitch for minor league teams like the Newark Bears, which were in the International League at this time. I want to say it's the International League was 1912, so it's still the Eastern League. So we have those leagues here. We have the Western League and the Eastern League. The Eastern League will stay, and then the Western League becomes the American Association. And then finally, the Eastern League becomes the International League. And then you have basically 3-tiered sort of AA, not quite major league talent, but a minor league. And you have 3 distinct ones, and they're all independent at that time. Later in the late 20s and the 30s, they'll become attached to the Major League Ball Club. And they're still around today, a lot of those clubs. Toledo Mud Hens, one of the big ones. So yeah, he went on to pitch, and he pitched until 1925, and he was 54 years old. So that's him. He was and he was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1946. So we'll see if he can actually do it here. Right now, it just doesn't look like his ratings kind of correlate to anything good in out of the park baseball. He's not the prototypical. Like I said, this game loves modern day baseball, and in modern day baseball, you have to strike out a lot of people or not walk a lot of people. That's it. And even if you don't walk a lot of people, if you don't have enough stuff, if you can't strike out people, then you become a mediocre pitcher in this game. That's what I've always seen. I've never seen Joe McGinnity become anything spectacular in this game. Roy Patterson is the same. Couple other pitchers. I think one of them's Jack Harper. He never becomes really anything. They all kind of bomb out and flail. People like Cy Young and Walter Johnson, they excel in this game. So that's him. The other guy is one of his teammates, and that's Dan McGann. So Dan Cat McGann, is on the Cardinals, and he's age 30 as well, and he was John McGraw's teammate, friend, and drinking buddy, and he's 6 foot 190. But the big thing about him, and it was unheard of to this day, but his fielding percentage, meaning the throws given to him and how many he caught and didn't cause an error, was 984, I think, 984, which is nowadays people would go, oh, he had a bad year. But back then, with the gloves they wore and how rough the game was, 986 was actually very, very good. And he led the league 4 times. Actually, more than 4 times. I think 8 times, maybe. He led the league in fielding percentage for first base. So he's a very good defensive first baseman. Did he hit really well? Well, during that time, I mean, you can see here he's hitting 278. He's not anything spectacular, but he's a very serviceable player. And he also can steal bases. Like you see, he could steal bases for a first baseman, which they could back then. A lot of first basemen did steal 20 bags or more. So yeah, he averaged about 20. No, I think 30. I think he averaged 30 stolen bases. He always had like 70 RBI. 1907, he got his wrist broken. So he was out of shape. And McGraw didn't like things like that. John McGraw said, you strap up, you're ready to play. Simple as that. And he wasn't. And he became strained with John McGraw. So he traded him to Boston. And that was a blockbuster 8-player deal. What will it happen here? I don't think so, because in 1904, I'm letting the reins go, and the AI is going to start trading with people. So I don't think McGann might go, but you never know. You never know. Who knows? And another first baseman, Fred Tenay, who's also a very good one. and that both of them are 36 years old, but John McGraw said Tenay had taken better care of himself, which wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie at all. And I think there's a story of McGraw getting upset with McGann at that point in 1907, where McGann was running towards first base, and McGraw called him a damned ice wagon. And, of course, the ice wagon would be this very slow-moving refrigerator-type vehicle where you would have big blocks of ice in order to get it for your refrigerators back then. It makes you wonder why we're the richest country in the world right now, but back then, it's like most people lived off a couple of dollars a day. It's amazing how quickly we've gone up, and now everybody's sitting here going, life's so unfair. Okay. And capitalism sucks. Well, capitalism got you not having ice wagons, you dummy. Anyway, so McGann went out, and McGann went to the hotel after McGraw called him a damned ice wagon. And he went to the hotel. He threw a punch at him as McGraw was playing a game of billiards, which was, cigars and billiards were the big recreation back there for ball players. So Christy Mathewson tries to separate him, and McGraw ran because, McGann probably 6 foot, probably 210, 220 at that time. He wasn't a small guy, and McGraw was a small guy. So McGraw ran, luckily, and he was also old. McGraw was older at this time. So, and then Boston, heard of this. This is after the trade. And then Boston heard of this, and they released Dan McGann. So he spent the next 2 seasons with Milwaukee, the American Association, because it was the American Association at this time. And they said that he was the best of men who had sought a refuge in the minor leagues after a thrilling career on the diamonds of the big circuits, but he couldn't hit, and he was slow, and McGraw was right. He was out of shape, and he didn't want to do anything. So he went back home to Shelbyville, Kentucky, and he accumulated a lot of real estate, and he had a lot of financial holdings, and he wasn't hard up. But for some reason, December 13th, 1910, he was in a hotel, Louisville, and he had a bullet in his chest and a revolver in his hand. So why? Nobody really knows. He did have 1909. His brother did die from an infection resulting from an accidental shooting. And then, of course, in his life, his sister committed suicide in 1890 following the death of their mother. But, his 2 surviving sisters thought he'd been murdered. So missing from his hand was a diamond ring worth $800, which witnesses did notice he was wearing when he was last seen alive. But a diamond pin he had and $37 in cash and a $1,000 promissory note were still on his body when it was found. So, he could have given that ring away, one of those things where he said, well, I'm not going to be needing it, and it's just one of those things, so you wonder, was he not in shape, or was he deteriorating mentally? Because back then, you could have a mental disorder, and it could be from environmental factors. There's syphilis. Syphilis would make you go crazy. So I don't, you don't know if they did anything like that. But hey, that's the story of Dan McGann. So let's go on and continue with 1901 after me ramble. Hey, July's in the books. And now here we are. Charlie Case, that young rookie that got pulled up, we looked at him. He was one of the top prospects. In the minor leagues, I think he threw a no-hitter, but other than that, I don't think he really amounted to anything in the baseball world. We have the American League, the Americans. Look at that. 1-5. The Baltimore Orioles are trying to keep pace. Jimmy Williams is back for Baltimore. These White Stockings are getting to 500, so they might make a little bit of a move, but they're so far behind. The Brewers, of course, getting ready to move next year. The Senators, of course, are going to be last. Cleveland, boy, what a travesty they were before Nat Blageway and Elmer Flick got there, which will be next season. But Chicago is really the ones that are puzzling me because Now I have Bob Carruthers, Parisian Bob. He's an old man, 37. As you can see here, he's a 2-time 40 game winner, won 30 games and won 29 twice. So he'll see if he racks up any kind of wins, but I don't think so. You can see that Jack Cattell has a save, but yet Clark Griffith does not. And I think Clark Griffith led in 1901. In real life, he led with 3 saves. So that's weird, where the secondary row should be the stopper, but he doesn't go in there for save situations if needed. Yeah, Patterson's doing okay. Clark Griffith's doing okay. Callahan, Jack Cattell. Yeah, well, Jack Cattell is not doing so great. Maybe I should switch them. I don't know. He's still doing better than Wiley Piat. It was just a discard. Here, Sullivan, Isbell is not doing so well top of the order, I'm going to tell you. He's got 30 stolen bases. He only caught 10 times. That's freaking amazing in this day and age. Merte's 37, caught 21 times. Yeah, they're stealing like the freaking wind here, man. But still, 31 for Fielder. Jones, 23, caught stealing. He's batting 327. So it's basically Frank Hemphill, Shugart, their old shortstop. He's got what is he? 34. He's 34 years old. Hartman, he's got to be 30. Yeah, he's 36. That's amazing. Yeah, they just didn't hit well, but they should be pitching a hell of a lot better than that. That's the problem. But that's life when you let them go where they go. Yeah, Frank Foreman now and Bernard are the big save leaders. Nat Lajoie, 364. Jimmy Collins of Boston. And Buck Freeman, neck and neck. Lajoie is tied with Seabold for home runs. And he missed some time too, Lajoie. Of course, over here, it is Cy Young. Oh, now Harry Howell got into the pitching matchup. Now they all have 16 wins. Cy Young is, yeah, he throws a lot of innings, so he throws a lot of strikeouts. Ed Scott, look at that. He got released in real life. Oh, he's actually in the minor leagues. I must have threw him in the minor leagues for some reason. That's not good. And now we got the National League. National League, the Pirates. Of course, the Pirates just overtake the Cardinals, who can't keep up. They got their catcher, Art Nichols, was hurt. Orphans, the Phillies are underperforming. That is sad. The Phillies should be doing a hell of a lot better. I mean, they got Huey Jennings. Ooh, Hallman's not doing so good. What about Monty Cross? No. These guys actually hit under 200 in 1901, but yet Philly still was in second place. McFarland can do it. Wolverton is a good batter. Delahanty, yeah, he's pretty awesome. Elmer Flicks batting 323 or 322 with a good on base percentage. I think it's because Roy Thomas. I think Roy Thomas is the guy that basically sets everything up for him. Not that he steals a lot of bases. We got 10 stolen bases. They don't steal a lot. Okay, so Philadelphia, yeah. It's just really weird. Runs scored 6th. Batting average 3rd. Their defense is kind of costing them, which is odd. They're not that bad at defense. They shouldn't be. Giants, Reds, Superbers, and the Bean Eaters down the bottom. Didn't think that. But let's look at the news here. Rookie of the month is going to be Charlie Case. 3-2, 8 strikeouts. That's pretty good. Matty McIntyre, yeah, the guy that batted 247. So not a lot of rookies here. Tom J. Hughes, of course, is the he's 6-0 in 9 starts, 62 batters in 81 innings. This guy's on fire down there. And Cy Young once again for July, 6-1, 7 starts, 1.57 ERA. It's getting a little tiresome, Cy Young. Just name an award after you. How about that? Sam Crawford is not, at age of 21, he is not a rookie. So he's been around quite a while. He had 7 home runs. Now he has 11 on the year. In real life, he did have 16. He never really got close again. Freeman, 3 home runs, boosts up his total for 7, batting .343. Bill Donovan, Wild Bill Donovan. That's nice. And he was called Wild Bill because he had a lot of wild pitches, and of course he walked batters. Single season, there we go. Wrights and Dave Orr, who lost his frickin' mustache again. My God, why do the mustaches just disappear? There we go. Wrights, Orr, there we go. These guys should have it. 1899, he had 28. Philadelphia, he had 1890. Okay. Minor awards, what is that? The player of the week? Yeah, player of the week, who cares? Lajoie gets a player of the week. Case tosses a masterpiece. 5 hits, 2-0. Nice. Hughes gets one as well. Donovan. Freeman hits for the cycle. I think this is the first cycle in American League history. You go, Buck Freeman. You got the first cycle. Reds and streak. 20 games today. Yep. Tannehill. Harvey. Frank Foreman. Big old monkey. Frank Monkey Foreman. Look at that. He's doing well beyond what he should be doing. Not exactly a great guy, but, you know, active career leaders and career whip. Well, there you go. Bob Brothers is now pitching. So we'll see if he can keep that whip up. Cy Young, Nichols, Silver King. Where's he play? Where's Silver King? Oh, Chattanooga Lookouts. I see how you are. And then Jock Menifee. Okay, Lefty Davis. He got his torn ligaments. So #1 prospect in all of baseball. Lefty Davis is out. And then Nichols, 6 to 7 months. He was falling off a horse and sustained a broken kneecap. Yeah, so age 30. I don't know if he'll come back from that. But he was doing pretty well in part-time work, batting .407. I think he was a utility. Yeah, back then catchers also were utility guys if they were good enough. So this guy could play all outfield positions and first base as well. So he was doing a lot of backup for St. Louis. All right. We'll be back after we get to the end of August. All right, we're back here, and we're at the end of August and September. Look at the Cardinals again. Now their player manager Patsy Donovan's out 3 weeks. Chief Zimmer's going to be out for Pittsburgh, but that's okay because we can see here it's all wrapped up really. So what I'll be doing in September is I'll be boosting up the pitching here, just making sure that some of these pitchers get some appearances, just in case, so I'll probably be changing some of these people to 5-man staffs. As you can see, Cy Young 22-4. For some reason, he's just not winning. Yeah, he won there. Yeah, but he's not getting the wins because in real life, I think he won. This stats thing is all. Yeah, he won 33. So he won 33 games in 1901. I may have to put the Boston Americans. I may have to. I may have to put them to start highest rested starter. Other than that, everybody else looks okay. Patterson Howell, he's got his strikeouts. Look at all the saves. Ed High. Okay. What's he doing? 3.97? Boy. And Lajoie, as you can see now he's getting there. He had a little injury problem in the beginning of the year. Now 390. He's only got 15. Sox Evil is basically socked the crap out of the ball. Ralph. So Ralph has kicked the crap out of the ball, and I'm not sure if Lajoie can actually overcome that. 2 home runs is a lot of home runs back in these days. And after 1901, the home runs dropped dramatically. Stolen bases, look at all the White Sox. They just love to steal. And that's how they got their that's how they got all their wins. Pittsburgh and now St. Louis is coming back a little bit. For St. Louis, here's what I did. I brought Cupid Childs back. So we got Cupid Clarence Childs. He got cut from the Orphans, and he was trying to get some standings up for the for the second base, career second base, I think, Cupid Childs. Yeah, so he's like, he's right here. He's number 2 in a lot of these things. And Fred Pfeiffer, I brought him and I put him in Cincinnati because Bill Fox was injured, their second baseman. So Pfeiffer, I got him. Oh, it looks like he did nail a home run. Did he nail a home run? Cincinnati, no, he didn't. So, but he grabbed a double and he got an RBI. So he's doing pretty good. You know, only batting 156, but hey, he's doing good for his career totals, I guess you could say. Doubles, Bid McPhee still, Pfeiffer and Childs. So not bad. And then Bill Hallman with Philadelphia is bat under 200. As we can see here, 197. Monty Cross is day-to-day injured. He's only batting 238, which is actually higher than he hit. So, but other than that, I mean, if you look at the league home screen, the National League, the Phillies, yeah, they're a vast disappointment. Even the Orphans are doing better than them. Good God, the Orphans. Oof. And then Brooklyn Superbas, which are underachieving big time, because I do not think they were this bad. And the Bean Eaters, I know, aren't that bad. Yeah, Brooklyn came in 3rd place. They were 79 and 57. So St. Louis is really overcompensating because they were 76 and 64. Well, you know what? I don't think so. I think they were right about it, right about there. Yeah, they're pretty decent. But Philadelphia had 83 wins and 57 losses. And Pittsburgh is underachieving because they just blew everybody out of the water. They got 90 wins, and I don't know if that's going to be the case here. The Bean Eaters, they might have something going on, but I mean, they're not too bad. They were 500. They were 69 and 69. But the Orphans, I mean, they were 53 and 56. Cincinnati was the crappy team here, and it only had Crawford, and Crawford jumped to get the hell out of here next year. Yeah, and there's Crawford. Crawford's got 15 home runs. Dominating. You can see there, National League. Doc White still, but Doc White went down. So we got Jim J. Hughes. Now we got Tom Hughes. So we got the Hughes brothers instead of the Blues brothers. We have 2 spitballs, a full tank of horse gas. All right, let's see. Jack Powell, 20 wins. That's pretty good. Noodles Hahn. What's Noodles doing? So Noodles here in 1901, 16 and 15. I mean, he's playing for a horrible team. But 5.8 Ks per 9, which is amazing back then. Not amazing, but still good. Because I think 6 Ks per 9 was pretty decent, but his Ks are decent, 1.5. That's definitely got to be top 10, if not top 5. 174 Ks. Only 4 home runs allowed, which That was his big thing. That was his big crux, that he'd give up some home runs back in the day. All right, so let's look at the news. See what's going on here. Pretty bad when your rookie of the year bets 192 with 1 RBI and 1 run scored. I guess the other rookies just didn't cut the mustard. McIntyre again. Vic Willis, finally, we get somebody different here as the pitcher of the month. 7 1/8 starts, striking out 32 and 73 innings. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. He was on horrible teams. He has a horrible, but I mean, I think his win-loss record. No, he had 220 wins. If that's right, I'm not sure if that's right. But yeah, for horrible teams, he did pretty well. Yeah, no, this can't be right because he did pitch for Pittsburgh later in his career. So, again, another freaking stat thing that's offline. Cy Young, of course, 6 wins, a loss, 34 strikeouts. There we go. His ERA went up a little bit. Ed Delahanty, now he's coming along. 345. Lajoie, of course, 451 with 5 home runs. Wow. Back then, like this is today's numbers. This is home run happy numbers if somebody hits 5 home runs. Oh, dude, Dungan. All right, Dungan went 5 for 5, 324. Nice. Very nice. Again, this guy just disappeared from the league. Casey Patton, he was a decent strikeout pitcher, but he gave up a lot of home runs. Sam Lever, the Goshen schoolmaster, the guy that hurt his arm in a trapping accident before the first World Series, and therefore Deacon Philippi had to pitch way, way too much. Tigers and Lajoie streak, what did he have? 20 games. Oh, he had 20 games. Active leader caught stealing. Wow, 154 for Billy Hamilton, 153 hand. And these were all speculative because they didn't keep track of it back then. But the whatever database I have, which just drove me crazy, the 18-year-old one, the sprites one, I guess it just doesn't work with 18. It was beneficial for 16, and I don't think it works here. So I might have a bad time when all is said and done and we end the season. What do we got here? Oh, Bill Phillips. Oh, he's coming again. So he's still hanging around there. 11-6, 2.94. Very good for Bill Phillips. He'll definitely probably make the All-Star team, which we'll be picking. And that'll be in the next video, that and looking at the stats and all that kind of stuff, and then doing the World Series. So let's see. Candy LaChance still going strong. 333 is batting. Beaumont, here we go. Another suspension. Home plate umpire. Called out strikes. Center fielder gave the ump quite an earful. Gave him the thumb, sent him to the early shower. So he lingered berating him. And then Fred Clark, his manager, got up. Beaumont told reporters he was blind today. They played 3 blind mice for him. If he doesn't know the words of the song, I'm sure we can get it in Braille so he can follow along. Well, that's pretty funny. Was 3 blind mice actually a song back then? I'm not really sure. Orth. Oh, there we go. The Curveless Wonder, Al Orth. Yeah, he shut somebody out. Yeah, he shuts out Boston, the Bean Eaters. And then over in the other league, Jimmy Callahan, Nixie, shut out the Boston Americans. Very nice. So he's doing both things. Like, if you look at Jimmy Callahan, I put him in the field when somebody got hurt. So he's pitching decent. He's 6-2 in 10 game starts, but he also has batted quite a bit. So he's got a 297 average. Single season records, that's still triples. Picks up that. Batting leaders. Major leagues, at the time, Mike Grady did, but Mike Grady's been hurt. Pop Dylan of Detroit. Burkett, Freeman, Keister. Danny Green. Little Joe Yeager. He in turn became a third baseman, I believe, for Detroit. After, he pitched a little bit. 9-11, 3.10. Bill Benin of the Bean Eaters. He's coming. Wow. 13 and 18. So he's doing a pretty good job, but what are you going to do? Injury setback. Right fielder set. Another setback from torn ankle. Ooh. More damage, disabled for at least 4 months. Well, that's not good. That is not good. Jock Menifee twirls a shutout, and Kid Nichols, who is right behind. Actually, I think he's ahead. Hold on. Yeah, he's ahead of Cy Young in wins, 322. So the active leader in wins is actually Kid Nichols. And, of course, Pud Galvin, who would make batters look like pudding. That's why his name is Pud. So he is the overall leader. So Pud Galvin here, a surefire Hall of Famer. Kid Nichols gets one more save to up his huge career total. Look at that. Look up. Wow. Look at all those saves. When baseball was pure and you didn't need freaking relievers. I'm sorry. No, baseball changes just like everything else. Carruthers, 689. There's Bill Hoffer. Boy, look at that. 9 and 16. Boy, his winning percentage just went downhill, didn't it? Jesse Tannehill now, 16 and 7. Fred Clubinus of Boston. Is he with Boston? Yeah, he's with Boston. He's playing in the major leagues. He's 2-1 with a 7.5 ERA. Wow. But he's still up here, 675. That should go down quick. Nick Cuppy, he's with Boston. In real life, he got thrown out. He didn't do so well, but now, not so bad. Kid Nichols, the same thing. Now he's 12 and 20. Yeah, oh boy, his is going to go down, way down. Where's Cy Young? Wow, I don't think Cy's here because Cy did have a lot of. Cy Young did have a lot of bad teams, like Bud Galvin. Like he's got a lot of wins, but 540, of course, man. He just pitched and pitched and pitched. There's Cy Young, 639. Now we'll see if he can actually make a go at it. Earned run average, yeah, all these things, the wins and losses, that kind of stuff. We're gonna have to look at those later down the line, like 1930, and see who's the modern day baseball equivalent. Hugh Duffy. Yeah, look at these guys. No one's gonna get close to that thing, but 1887, all this kind of stuff. But we'll have something. 1901, boom. That'll be the new modern day baseball record. Willie Keeler's helping his position here. Not a lot. He's hitting 329, so that's going to go downhill. Jesse Burkett, he's batting 362. Hamilton, 314, so he'll go down. El Delahanty. Yeah, if he dies today, that would go downhill. But no, not yet. Dan Brothers lost his mustache. He looks so weird without the mustache. Dan Brothers needs his bully mustache. There we go. That's what Dan Brothers looks like. All right. So, no, actually, that's not what Dan Brothers looks like. Not at all. Not at all. I'll give him the handlebar mustache. There you go. Big Dan Brothers. All right. So we're going to finish up September, and we'll see how everything shakes out here at the end. And October 1st, and that's it. It is all done. Pittsburgh, really, just from a 6-game losing streak for the Cardinals down the stretch. That's what did it. Did them in. And Pittsburgh went ahead and clinched it. The Phillies, again, were still right under 500. So it looks like the Orphans will have some good things going on next year. The Giants, I mean, even the Cincinnati Reds beat them. Looking at the batting leaders, you'll see, Sam Crawford, 19 home runs he hit. Hartzell hit 12. Burkett hit 10. You'll see that if you know anything about 1901, there's two guys that are missing here. And that is Honest Wagner. And let me see the pennant chase. What is this pennant chase? There is no pennant chase. I don't know what the heck they're talking about. 5 home, blah, blah, blah. Got a couple more games left to go. Oh, but I kind of like that. I mean, that pennant chase is probably, again, for current baseball. So you can see who gets that wonderful second wild card. But if you look at the statistics, and we look at the National League, Honest Wagner only hit 318. I believe in 1901, let me see what he hit. Pittsburgh, Honest Wagner hit 353, 126 RBI, 37 doubles, 11 triples. He had 6 homers, and he had 49 stolen bases. And here Wagner really just, he had an injury. I don't know if it affected him too much. He's definitely didn't do anything in the fielding department. Because you got to remember, Honest Wagner really wasn't a shortstop until, I think he was a full-time shortstop starting in 1904. 1904, he finally played 121 games. 1903, he played 111 games. And then that's what he was. He was a shortstop. But 1901, 1902, he split time between right field, shortstop, third base. And then 1902, first base because Bransfield got hurt. So he was like the all-around utility guy. So really, he didn't do anything. Actually, he did pretty well considering 906 zone rating, good range factor, 4.56. But he really didn't do anything considering who he is. I mean, batting stats, 102 games, 25 doubles, 4 triples. He only hit 1 homer. So his slugging was only 406. That's kind of pathetic for Honest Wagner, to tell you the truth. I hope he does get better. He did have 35 stolen bases. He kind of kicked it into second gear after the fact. Topsy Hartzell had 53 stolen bases. So Topsy really did something this year, and we'll have to see how he goes. The problem with Topsy Hartzell, I believe, is that if we look at the editor, he's got the weakest arm in all of the majors. That's why he's a left fielder. He can't really play anything else. He can play a little bit of center field, but he is strictly a left fielder because he can't throw the ball worth a damn. He's like Johnny Damon on helium. So Honest and Fred Clark there. Algie McBride had 78 Ks. This is a detriment back then, and this will get you fired. Doesn't matter how much. Like even Jesse Burkett, he had 74. He had 74 strikeouts, and he had 32 stolen bases, 27 caught stealing. He only batted 334, when in real life, I believe he led the league. One reason St. Louis was so good was because of him. 376. He led the league 376. Not this time. It's his compatriot, Emmett Heydrich, who only batted 339 in 1901, but here he hit 350. Beaumont, Bill Lang, Ed Delahanty, you got those guys. But then you got, oh my God, Crawford, he got 26 triples. I don't think he even came close to that in 1901. No, 16 triples. Here he's got 26 triples. So, boy, I think our triples are off. But, hey, what are you going to do? It doesn't matter. 46 doubles here for Delahanty. It just blew everybody out of the water. Holy crap, Delahanty. And then Crawford has 19 home runs. he shouldn't really approach that anymore because his potential is not even close to that. He should be diving down there. Yeah, these home run totals are going to probably crap the bed. They're probably going to go down by about 20%. He also had the triples, the homers, the RBIs. Jeez, Sam Crawford looks like he is going to be the MVP. And then he's going to be in the American League next year. Go figure. Billy Hamilton is the guy that walked the most. Even Roy Thomas, because of his injury, he only played 107 games. He did not get 100 walks, which he did in real life, which was astronomical. But Hartzell also got it. Came close. I think he got 70-something walks. So that's pretty good. But if you look at the American League, Nat Lajoie only hit 410, not 426 like in real life. But everything else, he got the doubles. He was close to home runs. Like I said, I didn't think way back last month, I was like, they're not going to hit that. And Seabold didn't look like he hit any home runs. And Lajoie, I think, maybe hit a 1 home run or 2 home runs. Freeman, Grady, Conroy. Wow, Whit Conroy. Jeez, he came out of nowhere. Donlin finally started. He had 111, only 70 game starts. But he came aboard. Harry Davis has the 10 home runs as well. And him and Zach Seabold's gonna have a nice little 1-2 punch there for Connie Mack. Lajoie has that. Mertes. Of course, these are all the freaking White Sox because they run up. They just run. Look at this: McFarland, Isbell, Frank, Fielder, Jones, and then Mertes. Oh, you know what? I like to put their real names there as the nicknames if they're known as something else. And Fielder was known as Fielder. That's really his name. I did not know that. I always thought it was something else. But his real name is Fielder Ellison Jones. But yeah, Fielder. Wow, their parents really wanted a ball player. All right, so you got John McGraw. I think John McGraw, 98 walks here. Jimmy Barrett is the guy that got 100 walks this year. What did he play? 132 games? Very nice, very nice. Lajoie, I think he got close to the number of hits he actually got back then. So I don't think he walked as much. Or I think he walked, no, I don't think he walked as much as he did in real life, probably. So Lajoie is definitely the MVP here, without a doubt. Let's look at streaks. You got the streaks here. This is pretty good. Fred Clark came on in September, and he hit in 29 straight games. So that is the record. Home run streak, Joe Kelly, guy that'll be jumping over to the American League next year. Although Mike Donlin still has an active streak, so he could beat it next season. But Joe Kelly's got 3-game home run streak, which wasn't that rare. As much as you see the dead ball era, they don't hit a lot of home runs. They usually did hit them in clumps. Like if they were if they had a nice 4-game series against a weak team, they would clump their home runs against those weak teams, and then they wouldn't hit any against good teams. Donlin, 11 games with an RBI streak. Boy, he came alive. He wasn't even starting until, I think end of July. Scoring streak, Harry Davis. Harry Davis wasn't even in the league until end of June. 115 games. But boy, he came alive. 10 wins, the winning streak for Cy Young. George Winter, a late addition into for Boston, is the active one with 8. But look at that. Cy Young did not get 33 wins. He got 27, but that's good enough in this league. Patterson, boy, 20 and 21. He just blew apart. He really did. He was something, and then he went to nothing. Undefeated streaks, Tom J. Hughes. That's pretty good. Cy Young was close. 3 saves. That'll probably hold for a while. Ed High, he is gone. He got released. All-time hitting streak. 29 games for Ed Clark. I thought it was Sam Dugan here. But yeah, Sam Dugan, pretty nice. All-time home run, all-time there, all-time there. Okay. I don't know why this all-time save streak. Who cares? I'm sorry. I'm not really into that. Fielding percent. Hugh Duffy with a 983. What the hell? That's unbelievable. How many games did he play? 97 game. They're still going to count that, I suppose. I don't know how to get. See, here's the thing. I don't know how to get. These should be down by 10%. Like Billy Sullivan should be about 970 something for a catcher, but it's not off that much, so I don't mind. If you look at the first base, if we combine it, you'll see that the first base, damn again, right there, 986. So yeah, that's what he does best. So we got him 93 double plays. Are you kidding me? That is a lot of double plays, man. For a first baseman, I wonder if that's even close to real life. But who cares? We get it there. Good range for Pop Dylan in Detroit. How about second base? Second base, 955. That's pretty standard. This one is in line with everything. 920 to 955. I'll take it. Gilbert had the errors. Murty's double plays. Zone rating. Range factor. Daily. That's a god darn good range factor, I'll tell you. Usually they're around here, a little low 6, but that's a gold glove right there, buddy. How many errors did he make? 50. He only had 50 errors. LaJoie only had 37 though. So I don't know who will get that gold glove. Yep. This is in line with third baseman, 926. A lot of errors over there at the hot corner. So they couldn't throw as efficiently, but Collins is very low. That's worrisome. Bradley, 912. He usually is the guy that's up here that has about a 930 and 940. So he should be head and shoulders above the rest. And yeah, look at him, 9 there. And yeah, he's got a good infield error rate. So why that happened, I don't know. Maybe it's something in the algorithms that say third baseman must have these many errors. I think it is. Jimmy Collins, 53 errors, 64 errors. Bradley, 42. Shortstop, 945. Yep, here we go. Herman Long, George Davis, Corcoran. Yeah, all the good ones. Wallace. At total chances, Wallace, he had great range. He lasted a long time, too. That's why. Keister. Yeah, Keister is a horrible shortstop. I will accept that. 95 errors from Keister. Yes. He is not a good shortstop, and that was Baltimore's really undoing. They thought they could just throw Keister into short and say, we'll get it with our runs and our power and all this kind of stuff. And they had great offense, but you got to have a good shortstop. I don't care who you are. I don't even think Jimmy Williams here. Did Jimmy Williams have enough playing time? He did. 43 though. And his range factor, yeah. His range factor was decent, but not great. And that's why they didn't win. Left field, McFarland. Okay, great. 20 assists. That's a lot of assists from the outfield. Double plays. Ed Delahunty, 6 double plays. Nice. Range, McCarthy. Good going, McCarthy. A man that we usually don't hear about. Jack McCarthy, he played for the Pirates, the Reds, the Indians, the Cubs, the Dodgers. And then his big claim to fame, Jack McCarthy, he was quick, but he was a good fielder, as you could tell. He was a very good fielder. And his big thing is his last home run he hit in 1899. And from then on, 2,736 at-bats without a home run after 1899. So during the dead ball era, he just went kaput. However, Not the case here. he did hit a home run. And in 1904, he suffered an unusual injury when he tripped over the broom used by the umpire to clean home plate, and he injured his ankle. There, afterwards, a rule specified umpires would clean home plate with a whisk broom and store it in their pocket when not in use. So that's why you got that little broom now. So it used to be a bigger broom. In 1905, McCarthy was the first fielder to throw out 3 base runners at home plate, and he did it against the Pirates, so that was no easy task. And he stayed in as a minor league manager, and he was a clerk at a Chicago probate court later down the road. And he passed away at age 78, so he lived a nice, good life. Okay, so very nice. Very nice. I'm glad he's getting something. I mean, yeah, I did forget about that little tidbit about him. The reason they have those little brooms now is because he tripped and injured his ankle. He sprained his ankle. All right, so left field. What do we got here? Center field. Roy Thomas, Bill Lang. All right, of course, Bill Lang. Chick Stell, he had some good range, as did Barrett. Even the old man, Jimmy Ryan, Pony. Assists, Steve Brody, Billy Hamilton. Look at all these assists. That's amazing. Heinrich, as much as he is a great hitter, he was not such a good fielder. 8 double plays by Lang. So I know who's going to get the center field trophy in both leagues. Pickering, though, had a great range. He didn't hit so well. He had 31 stolen bases, though. But Ginger Beaumont, he's got the great freaking zone rating. But here, during this time, it was also about who you could throw out, right? So, and how many balls you did not drop. So someone like Bill Lang, I mean, Lang he's not even on the discussion. Fielding stats, how many errors did he have? Center field, played first base, played right field. 11 errors. Come on now. 8 double plays. He had 23 assists. I don't know. That's gonna be up in the air. Beaumont's good and Lang is good. Ooh. And then in the other and then it's gonna be Chick Stahl of Boston and Ollie Pickering of Cleveland. Both good players. Right field, Sam Crawford, 984. That's ridiculous. Something went awry there. Right field, 96 games. Center field, he had a lot of errors in center field, 899, but only 4. Wow. See, I don't think he had enough innings in there, though. That's why. So that's why you got to look at everything else, because people go, oh, he's got a great efficiency rating. Yeah, he's got a pretty good efficiency rating. But there's someone like Danny Green, or Willie Keeler, who had 9 double plays and how many assists? 21 assists from there. Elmer Flick. Yeah, that's telling. Yeah. Cy Seymour has a cannon of an arm, I believe. Yeah, 182, because he's a former pitcher. So Cy Seymour is a former pitcher. Not a lot of errors in right field. That's pretty good. That's clumped in there with those. Yeah, innings played. Yeah, if you look down here, Sam Crawford, 861. You gotta give some props to some of these guys. Zone rating and this stuff. No. I can't look at this stuff. It's great for analytics for today's modern baseball, but I gotta look at how many did they catch, how many did they drop, how many people they threw out. Unfortunately, that's what you got to do. I want it to be a little bit immersive, where I'm not judging it on today's kind of stats. Wow. Jack Taylor, of course, 40 games, 36 game starts. I don't think he's going to have the. Yeah, he's not going to have it. 32 complete games out of 36 game starts. Oh well, man. Maybe we'll start anew next year, and maybe he'll start going. And we'll pretend that like his first, like the first start, like 32 straight starts he completed. Oh, Eddie Plank. Well, Eddie's new. He's a rookie. 3 double plays. Total putouts. Harry Howell. Wow. He's grabbing stuff left and right. But again, he is a guy that was playing the outfield. All these players that play the outfield or infield. I think Harry Howell has ratings at first base, second base. Yeah, he could play when he was with the Yankees later. After the Orioles become the Highlanders. Yeah, he was playing the infield a lot. You know, Babe Ruth wasn't the only guy that went pitching to infield. All right, so that's all that. The batting leaders, Nat Lajway, yeah. So here we have they got the All-Star voting. Oh. All right, All-Star ballot. Oh yeah, we're not doing the All-Star ballot. So National League All-Stars they got here. That's pretty nice. So they're choosing 4 players, 4 pitchers, 3 catchers. I like it. Jimmy Ryan, Zach Seabold, Honest Wagner, Bobby Wallace. Seems pretty good, but I'll go over that later. Right now, it's just we got a couple more games going. And let's look at the news. Well, let's look at the injuries first. Like John McGraw's out. Herman Long was out. Willie Keeler out. Selbeck. Look at the Giants just got decimated. I hope Matheson comes back. And Van Haltern comes back pretty strong. Dick Brains is out 7 weeks still. And then Lefty Davis, who had promise, and he was really coming alive with the Pirates, which is where he did make most of his mark. Yeah. So Pittsburgh on top. College Party. Not really. I don't think so. Not with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Proud of my guys. They deserve it. It's the first division champion and the first Major League Baseball championship. Yay. Wait a minute. Baseball championship. Wait, hold on. World Series. Yeah, whatever. Okay, whatever. Case heads the freshman class. September is National League Rookie of the Year. He might get it. 7-10, 2.58. That's not bad. Eddie Plank, 17-14. He's definitely going to be the Rookie of the Year. Tannehill. Wow, Tannehill came on strong. Tannehill is the guy that actually got the ERA title. And I wonder if he's got it here. Nope. He's close though. He's close. He got the win. He tied for the win title. So that's good. The American League Cy Young, Harry Howell. Wow, and Win Kellum. Strikeouts 154 for Cy Young in the National League. Look at that. Look how the big difference there with the National League and the American League. And it shows you that the American League was much more dominant overall. I mean, you had good players in the National League. And it also, you could also see some of the players that went away. Schecker didn't become much. Hartzell didn't really become much when he went to the American League, and Schecker stayed in the National League. A lot of players that had a good 1901 really didn't become much. It just makes Honest Wagner seem a little bit more inhuman because he got better as he got older, and he got better as the National League got better talent away from when the American League stopped grabbing all their players. So they built up a nice little group of young players. Mordecai Brown, Mathewson came of age, Pete Alexander came into play, and you had a bunch of other players. Nat Rucker, he was a great pitcher for Brooklyn. He was just bad luck. He would lose a lot because Brooklyn stunk. So all those things, and Honest Wagner just got better. So, and people like Burkett went to the American League and they just faded away. And Nat Blazeway, Nat Blazeway, it's always a wonder, like, who was the better player back during that time. Most people choose Wagner because of his position, but Blazeway has a good chance to sit there and go, I'm just as good as Honest Wagner. Let me see. The only thing is he had to compete with Ty Cobb, and Ty Cobb didn't let anybody compete with him. So he wanted to be the best. Flick, top batter award. Yeah, Flick just 438 with 2 home runs. Yeah, he came on fire, but he couldn't save the Phillies, so he's going to take off. I think he goes to the Athletics first, and then he goes to Cleveland. Let me just check there. I think he does. Maybe he does go to Cleveland right away. Elmer Flick, 1902. Yep. No, he goes to the Athletics, and then the Phillies put an injunction, and in order to save it, he goes to Cleveland. So they throw him to Cleveland, and I don't think he can play when they face the Athletics. I think him and Nat Blazeway are just set up and go, you can't play. All right, so George Van Haltren, additional time, back spasm, bit frustrating. Well, you're an old guy, Van Haltren. So just like you blew your leg out in real life, your ankle, it might happen. Phillips, Phillips, is he a rookie? Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. He's been around a while, 32 years old. Leader in Major League career sacrifice hits. Wow. Frank Gennens, 253. Nobody else comes close. Elmer Flick, weak. Duggleby, 14-15. Not bad for Philadelphia. He could have done better. Noodles Hahn, 21-17. Wonderful. No walks, 3 hits. He felt like he was struggling all game. League Park 2. 207 strikeouts. Very good. Pop Foster, he got traded to not the White Sox. He didn't get traded. They usually bought players in the first couple of years. They would buy players. It's just, I want your ball player. Here's like $500 for him. Trades came later. Let's see. I felt good, and they did trade back in the 19th century, but here in the beginning of this new modern baseball, they usually bought them. Great Lajway. Oh, hits for the cycle. There you go, Lajway. Playoffs? Nope, not for Cincinnati. They lasted a while though before they got eliminated. Sam Duggan. There's his 25 hitting streak. Cy Young blanks the crap out of I wonder how many almost perfect games. I didn't see a no-hitter this year. I didn't see a no-hitter at all. Game logs, hits. Yeah, Cy Young. Real whip. What's real? That's not real. Oh, real here. Projected. Oh, there is still another game. 1.62 ERA though. That is wow. But you know what? It's close. His whip is close. He gave up more home runs here. 13 home runs. He's given up more home runs than anything else. and he's striking out more. So he's striking out more, walking less, and it's all the BAP. So that's all it is. But it is the home runs. He's the spark plug. Not exactly a leader, but he's hard-nosed, but not dirty. Hitting true young. Dummy Taylor. Balls and strikes without the strikes. What's this? Couldn't get out there at the first few walks. I started trying to aim, which is a big no-no. Chick is a good kid. 4 and 10, 6.63 ERA. Ooh, Chick Frazier. He's a talented guy too. I mean, you can see the real part right here. He didn't strike out as many, and he walked way too many. And he gave up less home runs. So go figure. But yeah, look at that. That's 4 walks. Oh, that's the one. 12 walks a lot. Holy crap, that's got to be a record. That has got to be I want to see that one. Single game records. Let's look at the single game records. 7 at-bats, triple. All right, got a lot of guys with 2 triples, a lot of guys with 4 walks. One guy with 4 strikeouts, Win Kellum, a pitcher. Pitching walks, there he is, Chick Frazier. That'll stand for quite a while. Bill Hoffer, he's right behind him. Pitching Ks. Ted Lewis of all people. Tens. And this is with Cy Young. Where's Rube Waddell? Wow, Rube did not strike out anybody. That is... Oh, wait. This is American League. National League. 13. There he is. Rube, 11. He will soon dominate this category, I guarantee it. But it won't be the National League. It'll be the American League where he'll just... Look at that. 9 strikeouts. Happy Townsend, 9 strikeouts. Old Philly player. He could strike out people, but boy, he did walk a lot of people. And yeah, I like the fact that you can sit there. This is the good part about it. Look, you go to Brooklyn, and I can say, well, who did something in Brooklyn? And I can go, if this goes to like the year 2018, I can sit here and look at all these freaking players that maybe have like 5, 4, 3, that kind of thing. That's going to be amazing. 4 stolen bases in a game. 4 stolen bases with Keister and McGraw. I can't believe Ted Lewis. 10. Case Patton makes sense. Casey Patton, Eddie Plank, hustling. Ned Garvin, he makes sense. But yeah, that's 2 home runs. Well, who else we got? National League. Yeah, they're all 2 home runs. Batting strikeouts. Cupid Childs for Chicago. That's why you got kicked out. But you went to St. Louis and you hit 276. Very nice. 24 walks, 24 strikeouts. So, yeah, with Dick Patton out, Cupid Childs held on to some of his glory. Elmer Flick, 3 triples. Very nice. Deacon McGuire, the old man, still hanging strong. Milestone watch. Who's got 2,500? Ooh, can Jimmy do it next year? That's the big thing. Can he stick around? It seems like he made the All-Star game. 286, 9 homers, 40 doubles. Yeah, definitely. 14 stolen bases. This guy made the All-Star team at the age of 38. Gotta love it. Home runs, Pfeiffer. He's in the minors though. Ed Delahanty. He only needs 9. Can he do it? All these other guys, like Sox Seabold, he can get up there. Bobby Lowell, I don't think he's going to make it. Van Haltren, I don't think he's going to make it. Dalen, Bad Bill could probably do it. Runs, Oh, he only needs 28. Jack Glasscock, but he was falling apart at the end of the year. Went down to 260. He may not. He may retire. RBI, Joe Kelly. Oh, Joe Kelly only needs 10. Good going for you, Joe Kelly. Lave Cross, he did a hell of a job. He hit 312. Van Haltren again. Van Haltren might get that one. Long might get that one if he comes back okay. Walks. 1,250 walks, only needs 42. Billy Hamilton. Roy Thomas has to beat. No, Roy Thomas is still a young guy. Stolen bases, Billy Hamilton only needs 9 stolen bases. 75. Well, no, not 75. 84 for 1,000 stolen bases. I wonder if he can get that one. Patsy Donovan's in there in the list. Herman Long, 500 stolen bases. I hope he gets that. Joe Quinn, yeah, he was cut. He was only batting 200. Al Mall. Wow, Al Mall. Dude, batting stats. I think this is part of the bad database. All right. Yeah, all that stolen bases. Pitchers. That's it. That's the thing with that's it. There's no milestone wins. There's no milestone Ks or anything. Look at that. 10 saves. Nobody cares about that. 75 games. Nobody cares about that. But, yeah, Cy Young is 106 away from 1,500 Ks. He already has his 300 wins. If we look for career, Pud Galvin has 364 wins. Tim Keefe, 342. Clarkson, 328. Nichols, 325. But Nichols had a bad year this year. 15-21. So he may not have left in the tank. But Cy Young is just getting started. 27-7. All right. So next time we'll finish up. We'll do the All-Star voting. I'll do that off screen and I'll show what the All-Star is. Because I'm going to scrutinize over some of those guys, just to see, some defensive players might make it instead of like big powerhouse offensive guys. And then we'll get to the first World Series, and hopefully, when the new season 1902 comes, I'll get players imported, because I've had problems in the past with this game where they have not imported. Anyways, thanks for joining me. Get up my baseball yard.